everyone. It's your big sister Chiquis, and you've reached my personal voicemail box for the Dear Chiquis podcast. I'm here to give you advice on anything and everything you need help with, whether you're going through a breakup or having issues with your family, or maybe you have a question about my personal life. Whatever the case is, I want to hear from you. Remember, these are my thoughts and my opinions, and if you're suffering from a serious issue or hardship, you should seek help from a qualified professional. All right, now go ahead and leave your message at the sound of the beep.
Hi, Jenni. It's Alissa. Bravo, Alissa. I was calling today with a question that I was thinking of while driving and listening to your mom's music. I'm curious if you can share with us what, if any, vocal training that she had during her career. And the reason I ask this, I work for Santa Fe Opera, and I often enjoy listening to artists. I'm such a huge fan of your mother's and your music. And it's so interesting to me to analyze the technique that each singer is using, how they are using their instrument. But when I listen to your mom, it sounds like she never had training. And I mean that in the best way possible. To me, her voice reminds me of the same way a fish never has been taught how to swim. They just do it. It's instinctual. It's natural. I feel like that was your mom with her voice. And I find that fascinating because when I analyze her technique, mostly she likes to live in belt, which is so unusual, but she has such a strong mix. And mix is one of those weaker points for myself and my technique. So I love to sing her music and your music to push myself into mix more often. I know you know what I'm talking about. So do share with us if you can. What training did she have? And what about yourself?
Oh my goodness, Alissa. I love your voice. You should have a podcast. Your voice is just so soothing and just like totally calm me down. I love that we started with your question. You nailed it. My mom did not have training. I think my grandpa sings, my grandmother sings, so it was in her blood. Oh, it's still in her blood. She's still here with us. Anyway, and yeah, I would always ask her. I think once she had told me a story, and I don't remember the details, but I remember her saying something about someone suggested for her to have a vocal coach in the studio with her. And she said, okay, I'm going to try it. And she tried it and she hated it. We have a very good ear, a musical ear. So I'm very good with going into the booth and singing and then coming out and be like, okay, this doesn't sound right. This note, like I see the notes. It's hard for me to explain because again, I didn't go to any type of school to learn music either. I had to learn the hard way because of course, when I started singing, I did not sing obviously like the way my mom sings now, but neither did she. I think it was just the school of being on stage and practicing and listening to other artists. She would always listen to other artists the way you're doing as well. Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston was one of her favorites. So those are her biggest influences. So she would listen to them in the car and try to mimic and again, belt because she loved belting. And the control that she has in her voice and the vibrato is just insane. But it wasn't always like that. It took her years to get to that point. I think it was just practice makes perfect. That's what they say. But she did not have any vocal training at all. And it's crazy because she didn't even use in-ears. Now we know about in-ears and the importance of taking care of our ears in order for our voice to also be healthy for a longer period of time, But she just did floor monitors and it's crazy. I think that's why also she was able to belt the way she did, especially live, because when you have the in-ears, it feels too close and you kind of limit yourself. My mom didn't have that. So she just freaking let it all out. And as for me, in the beginning of my career, I did have a vocal coach. I started off and every time I listened to that song, the very first song I released, Paloma Blanca, I am like, ooh, okay. Now I know why people talk so much crap. But I did go ahead and get a vocal coach, and I've had maybe 3 in my career. And I've taken a little break. So I come in and out of vocal training. But I really feel that what's helped me the most is just being on stage and exercising that muscle and singing as much as possible, like not forgetting because it's a muscle. So you have to train it. So like singing as much as I can every day, doing my vocal warm-ups, my vocal exercises have helped me. And the person that helps me in the booth, as far as like, I guess, being my vocal coach in the studio is my manager. And that's not even like his profession. He's just, he's my manager, but he knows so much about music and he knows how to speak to me because again, I'm very visual. So I see the notes. And then once you show me how you want it, then it just happens. I'm a sponge in that way. But thank you. I love that you asked this question. I love talking about music and all this stuff. And oh my goodness, opera. I feel like I was an opera singer in one of my past lives. I swear to you. And I just still haven't like unlocked it in this life, but I really feel that. I love opera. It's so beautiful. You have a beautiful voice. Oh my goodness. But hopefully I was able to answer your question and thank you for leaving your question. I appreciate it. All right, guys. So let's move on to Lily.
Hi, Chiquis. I first of all want to say thank you so much for hearing the community out and always helping them and being so positive and always motivating. But my question to you, or more of an advice, how would you deal with knowing that your father is gay or bisexual? I'm still trying to cope with it and I don't know how to feel about it. And I've gone and talked to several people, but I don't like their response, I guess. And I just wanted to ask you, how would you deal with it? I was my dad's little girl, and I know that probably doesn't change, but I'm still having a very hard time. And my rest of my family too. And I think it's bugging me more because he hasn't really came out. But that's my question.
Okay. So he hasn't come out yet. Hi, Lily. Sorry. I was listening to your voice note and I was thinking, okay, see, for me, that changes things a little bit. If he hasn't come out and it's a secret, then that's why it's bothering you so much. I think if he came forward and said, hey, this is what's happening and this is who I am, then I think you all would have a better, it would be easier to accept it. It is tough. I mean, that's your dad, but also when you love someone, you accept them just the way that they are, and there's nothing wrong, in my opinion, for someone being gay or bisexual and realizing or accepting that a little bit later in their life. But if he hasn't accepted it out loud and he's keeping it a secret, that's what I'm not okay with. I think you should straight up have a conversation with him. It's going to be uncomfortable, of course. But if you have proof or details as to why you know that he's bisexual, then I think you should just say, hey, Dad, I want to talk to you straight up. Like, is this true? I'm not going to see you any differently. I may feel a little weird at first, but I think you need to be honest with me in order for us to start developing this relationship on truth. Because you're probably thinking everything has been a lie and you're like, do I even know my dad? That is what I think is hurting you and bothering you, not necessarily that he's bisexual, because you can tell him, I'm okay with you living your life, but I don't really want to see it. I need some time, to like ease my way into this idea of my father being my father. And now he's living his life this way openly. So that's okay. He'll have to understand that. But I personally feel that it's because he's been lying. And that's uncomfortable. Thinking that someone is one way and then they're not. I think it's like the deception, so I get that. And I think once you guys have this conversation, it's going to help you accept it a little more. But I think just knowing like that's your dad no matter what. And he did his best in raising you and you are and will always be his little girl. I don't think that you should let his personal life affect your relationship. What he does on his personal time behind closed doors, we all have privacy and we're all entitled to it. So however he chooses to live it, it's on the side. It's away from the relationship that you and him have. But again, I think this initial conversation needs to happen soon. And he's not going to come and tell you. You need to face him and you need to ask him nicely, respectfully, and give him that space of like, okay, daughter, I feel comfortable and here, let me tell you the truth. Like, I just want you to be honest. I need you to be honest. And if he continues to lie, then that's a whole other thing, babe. Like, then I'd be like, okay, create a little bit of space because he's not being honest with you. He's not being honest with himself. Like he needs to be free and be himself. And he's not going to be happy until he does that. And you're not going to be happy until he does that. So anyway, the point is, first step, have a conversation with him. And then we'll figure out the rest together. Okay. So keep me updated. I want to know. There's nothing wrong, babe. And even if it's something that he's been hiding forever or he just realized this, like, we can't really judge people for that, I feel. People call me the fairy gay mother because I love the community and my brother's gay. So I don't know. I see it differently, but that's my personal opinion. I think that's why it's bothering me more. I think he just needs to be honest with you. So let me know how it goes, mama. And I'm sending you a big hug. I know it's not easy. I know it's hard. When I found out about Johnny, it was just like a shocker, but it's okay. It'll get better. I promise it will. But you guys have to have that conversation. Okay, enough. Thank you, Lily. I'm wishing you the best, babe. Okay, guys, last question comes from Senia.
Hi, Chiquis. Currently going through a really hard breakup. I was with this man for a year. My entire family loved him to death. I loved him so much. We spoke about marriage, kids, all of that. We were living together. And 3 days after our 1 year anniversary, he decided that he needed a break. And he went to go live with his cousin. And then maybe a week later, I see that I'm blocked on all social media. And I found his Facebook through a friend, or she found it. And he had a picture of him and the new girl with matching rings. And I just wanted to see if you could give me some advice on what to do, how you did it, to let go of somebody that you thought you were going to spend your life with. Anyways, I'd appreciate any advice you could give me. Thank you. Love you.
Oh, Senia, I'm so sorry, mama. What a coward. He is a coward. I'm sorry. But what a dick. It just upsets me. You know why? Because it's like, be straight up. Like, be straight up and like, it's going to hurt. But like, don't let me find out like that. Like, he's not good for you. Thank God he's no longer in your life and that it was only a year. I know a year is a long time to be with someone. I know. But imagine if it would have been 2 or 5 or you guys were engaged and he did this and you guys had kids and he did this. Like 10 years passed by. Like, thank God it was only a year, babe. And I know it hurts and I know it's difficult. But the way you need to see it is, thank you, God. Rejection is God's protection. I really believe that. And he was saving you from something. And let him. Wish him the best. Yeah, because we don't want to wish any bad upon anyone because we don't want that coming back to us, right? But God will teach him what he needs to learn, okay? And when he comes back, if he ever does, because usually guys like this get hurt and then they try to come crawling back, shut that door forever, babe. Shut it forever. Because when you do someone dirty the way he did you, there's no way that stays that way. Something happens. And again, I'm not wishing the person bad luck, but I've lived a while and I've seen it. Probably won't happen tomorrow or in a year, but eventually he will learn the lesson that he needs to learn because you don't do that to people. That's just so messed up. So obviously he was talking to this person while he was with you. So I know it hurts. And I know maybe what I'm telling you, you don't want to hear, but thank God, honestly. And I think what's going to help you heal is knowing. And that's what helped me heal. Like, okay, God, thank you for allowing me to see the person that he really is and not the person that I thought he was. Thank you for saving me, God, from a bigger heartbreak later down the road. When you start thanking God for stuff like that and thanking whatever it is that you believe in, okay, and having faith that something better will come, it will make you feel better. It's going to be tough. It is. This is just a process. It's a process. Heartbreak and healing is a process, and you just have to lean into it and not try to find someone else to take the pain away. It's just enduring the pain and just looking within and saying, okay, how can I become a better person? What can I learn from this situation? What do I want to do differently in my next relationship? Now I know what I don't want. You'll see. Start thinking of the red flags that he showed you that maybe you didn't see because you were so in love. But now that you're outside, think of those red flags and just say, okay, God, show me those red flags so that when the next person comes, I don't ignore them, because I'm sure there were red flags and things that he said and did that didn't seem like they were bad. But now in retrospect, you think, oh shit, that was showing me his character. But yeah, I think the best thing you could do is right now is lean into God, lean into your inner strength and inner healing and inner growth, and do all of those things that are going to make you become the best version of yourself. And cry when you need to cry, but do your best. Wake up and say, I'm going to have a good day today. I'm going to be okay. God, thank you for saving me. Thank you for saving me. And the more you say it, the more you'll believe it, and the more you'll start seeing it in your life. But I'm so sorry that you went through that. It's unfortunate that there are people like that in the world, but he will learn. He will. It's not cool. I'm sending you a big hug, babe. And yeah, guys, I love hearing from you guys. Sometimes it breaks my heart to hear stories like these, because I want to save everyone and say, I'm like, how can we stop this from happening? But all we can really do is not control other people, and just control what we can do and control what we can control, and then leave the rest to God, the things that are out of our control. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. If you have a question, again, it could be about anything, my personal life, advice that you may need about your life. It doesn't even have to just be about love. It could be about finances and about friendships and about anything. Business, I am here for you guys. Leave your question at speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast. Wishing you all the best. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you here on the next episode of Dear Chiquis. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast, and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.